Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Lyle here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right. In honor of the 50th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories throughout the years. Today's episodes are The Bully Code and Finding Mary McGuffin. Before that, we have some comments. It's like code guessing. Hope you're having a nice day. I mean, I can't complain myself. It's all right. About you, Dragon.
That's all right. I guess the long day. It's okay.
All right. And he's like, Baljeet episode. I hope we get some epic ranting from Dragon about his hatred for Baljeet. And I guess that's a good segue into our first episode, The Bully Code. I know this is probably not the one you're most interested in talking about, Dragon, so how are you feeling about The Bully Code?
That's not always a guarantee, Jacob. Sometimes it's the 50-50 shot. You got to pick one, you know? It's not always like ostensively.
I know, but I'm just hedging my bets on this one.
All right, look, this one, as called out in the song, it's a classic sitcom plot.
Yes.
Circa 70s to 90s. It's been going on for a while. This one reminded me a lot of a Hey Arnold episode.
It does.
Yeah, the episode where go on.
I was just saying, does it?
Yes, it does. It reminds me of the episode where Arnold saved Sid from I'm trying to remember the name of the chicken place, but essentially there was essentially an equivalent to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Arnold, and it essentially was like this chicken and waffle place. Regardless, this giant sign was about to collapse on Sid. Arnold kind of pushed him out of the way, or told him to get out of the way, and Sid ended up having to be Arnold's. Well, a self-imposed. Sid insisted on being Arnold's manservant, which is an idea made him very uncomfortable until, you can fill in what happens. This is a classic, time-tested, formula that we've seen all over the place, whether it be animation or live action. Admittedly, we have a nice twist on it by the end. Admittedly, our Candace story, it's a little thin. Honestly, it's not bad. It's just the fact that this episode feels very much like a send up to the sitcom tropes. And I mean, look, it ain't bad, and it's funny, and it's enjoyable. But on the flip side, though, I mean, mainly on the Candace side of things, it is like a time tested sitcom thing. We kind of have seen it a lot, and It does make me wonder, were we running out of gas in the writer's room on this one? Was it like, okay, what are we going to do for him this week? Let's go 70s with it. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, as you pointed out, it is mentioned in an actual song. Like, the story is old. It's a 70s sitcom cliche.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for good and bad on that one.
As people point out, putting it out is one thing, but actually doing it and then putting it out, it doesn't mean you didn't do it either way. So it's admitting that you're falling back on the classic story, which then again isn't always a bad thing. I mean,
basically, unless you're Family Guy, usually works out.
Yes. As we see here, it's like, I think this actually does use it to pretty decent effect. I mean, it always depends on how the characters themselves adapt to that particular storyline, and Buford and Baljeet are an interesting take on that.
Sure. All right, so I guess breaking it down. So first off, I love the Slushy Dog location. Although we went back to Slushy Dog instead of Slushy Burger, I like that.
Yep, it is Slushy Dog. It's basically Slushy Dog for the rest of the show.
Good, even better. I love that it's spelled like dog, like D-A-W-G.
It could be considered a loving homage, like the whole 70s sitcom thing, I'm guessing.
Well, sure. I mean, most typically, that's kind of what you do with that sort of thing. So, I mean, it just still feels like a little yeah, we really didn't have much this week.
But, Slushy Dog. We do see more Slushy Dog, but that is pretty much what it's called.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that. I really love the slushy dog location. I like everything we do with it here. I love the windmill dog. Hold the button. I love that.
The funny thing is, I've never actually had a corn dog.
Well, no, it's just a regular hot dog, Jacob. That's the thing.
I know. I'm just saying I've never actually had like a corn dog on a stick.
Well, neither have I, because I'm not crazy about the corn dog. I prefer for the regular dog.
yeah, me too. Even though I'm more of a bratwurst guy myself, as we've
Well,
discussed.
yes, as we've got into the great, the hot dog bratwurst, debacle. Yes.
Yes. But I mean, I could always, me, I could always go for a good hot dog. With you guys reviewing every episode, is this in leading up to the show's return next year?
Well, that's kind of what the whole opening was about. But yes, Little Blue, exactly. That's what we're doing.
He may have missed it.
Well, we do kind of every week, though. I mean, but still, yes, that's exactly what we're doing, Little Blue.
Yeah, but we are planning on leading up to the show, the upcoming revival. Even though based on thing, I don't know when the actual new revival is going to air, so we might be going concurrently with the actual new release of the show itself.
We'll see.
Yep. But we'll still continue through the end regardless.
We have a number of stall tactics, but it's a question if we're going to need those stall tactics or not.
True. But either way, let's get into the slushy dog.
Yes, Buford. He orders the windmill dog.
One wonders how that thing even works anyway.
Well, I think the way it's supposed to work, I mean, if Buford actually took his time with it, is like you probably take a bite, then you spin the wheel a little, and that's it. You kind of work your way down. But he couldn't help himself.
He just horks it down all at once.
It's a bad idea, given it's like in the shape of like an X,
Yeah, and probably you're not supposed to eat the stick.
Well, that too. I mean, but there's some cartoon logic on that one. But you're right. He ain't learning that Buford.
Okay, we actually have some more comments. We recap the Phineas and Ferb movies. Technically, we've already covered them in other things. Like we did Across the Second Dimension and Animation Vacation, and we did for Candace Against the Universe. We did that in Plus and Us. So we might cover them, just not as in depth as we did there. Dragon, what do you say to that?
Well, let's just say it's kind of a wait and see on the movies right now, but most likely, probably not. But I don't know.
All right.
Again, depends on if we need stall tactics or not. If we need stall tactics, then probably. But if we don't, probably not.
Okay. Will you guys be covering the two movies? Well, this is the same question about the movies and the Marvel and Star Wars specials.
Well, the Marvel and Star Wars specials, yes, we will include those, yes.
They're part of the main series, so yes, we will be covering those.
Okay.
I guess, as I said, as Dragon pointed out, the movies are going to be on a case-by-case basis.
Anywho, so Buford horks it down. He chokes he chokes almost to death. Baljeet, doesn't give him the full. He gives him the full Heimlich, right? He gives him
if he goes up behind him, pulls up his gut, yeah.
Yeah. So Baljeet saves Buford, and as part of the bully code, he must now be Baljeet's slave. So there's something there. We have slavery in this kids show episode.
Well, I mean, all right. Okay, then. Should is misspelled. It's written by bullies.
Yeah, so we learned that basically we see Buford's a terrible servant to his little master, as he keeps calling him.
Yep, following at a respectful distance, hanging all of his cold knickknacks up, and which the cold knickknacks actually turn out to be the food from the refrigerator.
Yep, it's just terrible. He's folding his underwear, he's just dumping it all out and putting the one in there. It's just terrible.
It's making him, doing the thing where they cross the puddle, but he tears off his overalls.
Yep. This is a mini rant about Baljeet. Just something that occurs to me. Remind Ferb does not have Ferb just has pants that are kind of held up really high, right? He's not wearing overalls, right?
No, just very high pants.
So this is what I'm getting at here. So how many grown kids really wear overalls? Unless you see a tomboy occasionally. Usually, how many kids are still wearing the overalls past toddlerdom?
I mean, I honestly don't know, Dragon. I mean,
I'm saying, looking at Baljeet, when you look at Baljeet at party, you can always how old is Baljeet supposed to be?
I mean, they're around 10 years old.
That's what I'm saying. When's the last time you saw a 10-year-old wearing overalls?
I don't know, Dragon. I don't see many 10-year-olds.
It's not like the 10-year-olds from the South, I guess, but you know what I mean.
I mean, to be fair,
It's an oddity.
I mean, Dan is technically from Alabama.
I mean, I guess it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's something that occurred to me looking at Baljeet these days, like, you know, with the mechanics of this one, with the water gag. It's like, wait a minute, why is he, given all the wedgies and everything that we kind of joke about there, like the semantics of that, when you think about how that does go down when your character wears overalls.
Well, you can still pull on the overalls.
Well, yeah, you can pull on the overalls. I'm just saying for, like, the classic cartoony over the head wedgie sort of thing. That's what I'm talking about. It's like there's a lot of mechanics there. So I don't think this feels like, maybe the overalls might have been an odd. I mean, they fit them. Well, I guess they would literally have to fit them, but they work. It just feels a little. I don't know. This felt a little odd to me with Baljeet. Just anyways, a mini Baljeet rant.
So that's where you draw the line.
Yes, Jacob.
All right.
All right.
Buford is not very good at his like servant job, or his code. Yes, what's it? Alfred Pennyworth jobs.
Except he's not good at it.
Yep.
Never been a bad Alfred, but there can be a bad Buford as a manservant.
Yes.
We do get a jaunty tune out of it, though, with the whole 70s sitcom cliche.
Yeah, it is nice. It is just a cozy tune kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So what's going on in the land of Candace, my friend?
Well, in the land of Candace, like she's basically attempting. Well, first she's trying on a new red shirt. First off,
right.
Of course, if you didn't notice the new red shirt, Dragon.
Oh, Jacob, what do you take me for? Like a Philistine? You think I can't tell a cartoon character wearing a new iteration of their same old wardrobe? You think I can't tell the minutia? You think I'm a simpleton? Do you think I don't see these things? You think I'm Mr. Frickin' Magoo? What is it, man?
I mean, I don't know, Dragon. I'm just wondering if you were appreciating the new red shirt.
Yes, I am.
All right, fair enough.
So,
but besides the new red shirt, it's like Candace is like wanting to send a new picture to Jeremy and all that.
Jeremy, and here's a bit of a lie. Here, okay.
Yeah.
Candace being on the phone, as much as she is, flip phone or no.
Eventually, the shows do upgrade. The show does upgrade to smartphones.
Oh, sure, but even just the point being, phone, like being savvy to the whatever phone she has. Period. You'd think, and in fact, we've seen this phone, the camera function of this phone before. You'd think, perhaps you know how to take a picture, and not freak out, and and keep sending the picture, and not undoing the picture.
Well, to be fair, most of that stuff was like Stacy's fault.
No. Only so Stacy was walking her through how to undo that, and then I don't know. I still wait. Actually when Stacy took the pictures, Candace grabbed the phone, then hit the send button again.
Well, remember the initial time, Candace wanted Stacy to take a good picture, but then Stacy took a picture while Candace was talking.
Yes, but she didn't send it though.
Yes, she did. Because Stacy's the one who sent the picture.
No. Go back to it. Candace took the phone and then she sent it. It's like, oh no, because she saw the picture and seeing the picture, she'd be holding it in her hand.
Okay, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm asking is when Stacy then got the camera, took the other pictures.
Yes.
if she had accidentally hit the send button, or if that was just Candace again, taking it back from her.
I think it was just a combination of both of them being in a panicky situation.
The point being, it does feel like, man, Candace is too clumsy in this instance with the phone. The phone is her thing, man. That's all any teenager's life was. Well, today, but even then, it's all what the life was.
2009 or around that time, this episode was made. Came out in 2009.
See, back then, texting took work, kids.
Yep, it did.
If you had to figure out, those annoying thing with the text back then is you had to figure out, to keep reminding yourself, okay, so the numbers have these letters on them, so you have to keep hitting them a few times to get the number. It's a whole thing.
Yep. Like the show kind of does like evolve with the times a little bit in terms of like smartphone
I
technology.
know you mentioned that. I got it.
All right, it's like so yeah. It's like I don't know, Dragon. I said I just talk it up to being their usual over the top selves.
All right, so let's see. So meanwhile, we disturb Perry the Platypus on Lazy Dude's birthday.
It's Canada Day.
Yeah.
Like, is that actually his birthday, Dragon?
No, I'm just saying he's Canadian.
Or is just another Canadian joke?
It's another Canadian joke, Jacob.
Okay.
I'd be shocked if his birthday actually did fall on Canada Day, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
That would actually be an amazing coincidence. Although I'm sure there are plenty of Canadians whose birthday falls on Canada Day.
Yeah, isn't that like Lazy Dude? If he was born on Canada Day, it'd be like a tattoo of the maple leaf on his chest or something, like what a Superman emblem is.
It's like I am the most Canadian.
I drink maple syrup in the morning. I don't even put it on anything. I just drink it. Like a shot, like how Rocky ate the eggs. That's how I do my maple syrup.
It's like, we love you, Laser Dude. Sorry for the. We love you, Laser Dude. It's all in good fun. Feel free.
These are all compliments. Where the insults come from? Here?
I know. I'm just saying. I just don't want. Just in case, Dragon.
Anyway,
you never know how some people take compliments nowadays.
Sure, we do love Canada, though.
We do love Canada, yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's the most valuable resource. It's given us Tom Cavanaugh.
And yes, I know who that is, Dragon.
I would hope so.
Reverse Flash.
Yeah, because otherwise I'd freak out on you. So.
Yeah, you've told me that before.
So we have the baby head runner in this episode yet again. We have all these scientists coming out of Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. And one of the scientists has like a little baby head on a leash.
Yeah. Tom Cavanaugh is also Ranger Smith.
True, but not as impressive, but yes.
Who's Ranger Smith?
Yeah, from Yogi Bear.
Oh, all right.
In the live-action Yogi Bear movie, Tom Cavanaugh plays Ranger Smith.
Oh, no wonder. I never saw the live-action Yogi Bear.
Yeah. Gets along, I gotta be honest, a little better than people give credit. It's not great, not really. I don't even know if it's good, but it is not terrible.
All right, that's fair.
I'll say that much for it. It's not terrible.
Okay.
Anyway.
And so Carl is sitting in the. Wait, that's
no, not yet. That's next.
The next episode, right?
No, Carl thinks Monogram should be more inclusive, though.
It's like I'm sorry, we need you to infiltrate his headquarters. Carl needs to think I need to be more inclusive.
Jay, I had an idea.
Yeah.
Imagine this.
I'm imagining.
Imagine if they do another multiversal adventure, or if it's just for a gag or like an inator or something. What if they have like the live action inator and they cast for a brief moment, we see all the Phineas and Ferb characters in live action. And you had J.K. Simmons playing Major Monogram.
That would be kind of fun to be a step up from like the Walter Cronkite he's inspired by. But yeah, seeing J.K. Simmons in that would be interesting. Even funnily enough, we've had J.K. Simmons in this show already.
Yeah.
And I'm also currently nearly done with the first season of Invincible too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So all right. So let's see. So Doofenshmirtz, he is wearing a cast, and he has this ingenious trap for Perry the Platypus.
He's like he has the cast like a huge circle, like save for Perry. It's like well, I had more space when I didn't write in it. And so he's like he has Perry like he hands him a pen, and but the pen like jettisons up and then traps him in a net.
Which is great.
Like you found out the internet. Well, this is just a net.
Anyway, so Doofenshmirtz's plot here. I gotta be honest. I'm both of these Doofenshmirtz plots. I'm on the side of just let them do it. Just let the evil win this time, because I don't think the evil's all that bad this week.
To be fair, the next one he didn't even really do anything too evil.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying. So that one's absolutely like just give him a pass. This one though, I gotta be honest. This guy wronged him. I think Doofenshmirtz. I mean, he could have gone to court on the guy. He probably should have. But still,
he's like. In 30 minutes, the tasty ice cream truck will be...
the Tootie McFruity ice cream truck.
The Tootie fruity ice cream truck will stop right over there. How do I know this? Well, yeah, it was at the same spot yesterday where he ran over my foot.
See, that guy should be in jail. Let's be honest. He's an ice cream man. Yeah, he can't run over the people's feet.
It was probably an accident for all we know.
Well, still, it's a hit and run though.
Well, we don't know that for sure. Maybe.
Come on, we know it for sure. Come on.
We know how petty Doofenshmirtz is.
But ordinarily, yes, Jacob. But a man ran over his foot and put it in a cast.
I mean, I'm not saying anything regarding that dragon. I'm saying
that's not petty revenge. That's like, hey, this guy ran over my foot, and as far as we know, did not offer recompense. This guy is going about his job. He was not taken off his route. There has been no repercussions to this Tutti Frutti ice cream man.
So what
Tutti
is
McFruity ice cream man? It's
so his plan is to use the Recap-inator.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just to basically fire tires at the guy.
Not to be confused with the Retire-inator, which basically is a cozy a chair to ease you into senior living.
Yeah, it's a comfy chair. It has Fat House Cat on it. It looks like a very that's the kind of a nader I can get behind.
I just love it when he says that's over there. I just love like the moment we had over there. It just makes you wonder sometimes. Like, Jacob, throw up the graphic with the creator.
You mean the banner?
Yes, the banner. Sorry, I suppose. Yeah. Dan, Swampy, guys, I just gotta ask. Half the time, do we just let Papa Meyer just kind of go wild and record, and it's like we just kind of let's put that in the script, and we just we just animate around it, where he's just like, oh no, over there, and then we just like, okay, well, what's over there, and then oh, there's the Retire-inator.
Honestly, I'm not sure how much of this stuff is actually improvised.
I mean, at least either in the writer's room, it's like a thing. It feels like it's not on the page that's added in there. I don't know. It just feels like just Papa Meyer having a really good day.
I mean, both of those could be equally true.
Right. Anyway, but yeah, so he's just going to shoot tires at the guy, which, I mean, that's absolutely. He honestly, I really thought it was going to be initially. I thought it was just going to flatten the tires of the truck, which is petty, but also I mean, I still think Doofenshmirtz honestly should have got a little bit more out of the guy. But even if he did that, it would just firing tires at him. You know what? Yeah, just fire some tires at that guy. He hurt you, hurt him back a little. Yeah, well, he's not going to kill him, but it's going to hurt.
Yeah, it could. Remember earlier, some of Doofenshmirtz's earlier plans could easily be kind of deadly, but now they're just kind of petty and pathetic most of the time.
Yeah. Anyway, hashtag pro evil.
Pro evil.
Yeah.
Okay, so Baljeet's tired of Buford's interference and everything. Meanwhile, they're having difficulty coming with a plan of their own.
So let's go over some of the boys' plots here, the initial plots.
This is actually one of the few episodes where Phineas and Ferb are actually kind of have bit parts in their own show.
So let's see. So the peanut butter and jelly robot races.
Just making masking tape mummy gymnastics. A jelly bean monetary system for emerging nations.
Which that would work.
Yes, unless the emerging nations eat their entire supply.
We saw something like this on Recess once. It could totally work.
You mean like the economics of Recess thing?
I love that episode of Recess so much.
It's a very complex episode too.
Oh, it's so great.
I mean, it's a very surprising looking how economics could actually work.
Yeah.
So, anyway, enough of our ranting about Recess because we could talk about
back to ranting about Baljeet. So yet again, Baljeet can't solve his own problems.
Well, to be fair, he tried, as evidenced by.
He tried, did he? Oh, right, yeah, he tried, yeah.
He tried by telling, he tried to get Buford to go away several times.
You think Baljeet, with the ability to, almost at least have an idea of how to circumvent time travel, you think he'd be smart enough with all those A's and everything, just to think okay, well, I gotta have Buford save my life.
Like, well, he didn't think that far ahead.
Oh, sure. No, of course. No, Baljeet didn't think that far ahead. Oh, God. Yeah. Certainly. I mean, yeah.
Another Baljeet rant.
Just a little one. It's just like, yet again, just it's Baljeet, critical thinking, man. Do you even deserve any of those days? Maybe you are right. Maybe you do. You know what? I think Jacob, we should have a telethon. You know, we should raise money for
What?
shame curtains for Baljeet. Let's get him some shame curtains, because if it's the fact, like, I think his grades. I think he looked at. I think he guilted him into it. I think they just felt sorry for him. That's what I'm starting to think.
Dragon.
That's what I'm starting to think.
Oh boy. We should set up like a GoFundMe or something.
Yep. GoFundMe for Baljeet shame curtains.
Yep. Totally not a scam at all.
And here's what you know how you make shame curtains.
How do you make shame curtains?
Here's what you do. So you basically you get the fabric, and you go to like a seamstress or something, a seamstress or like a sweatshop or whatever, and you have nuns there, and nuns are going like or like shame, or like like thumping Bibles or like no, like for shame, like no, bad curtains, disappointing curtains, no. Just during the whole process, it really isn't doing it. It's like the idea like how how you get the holy water. You have like someone bless the waters. In this case, it's like just have someone
shame the curtains.
Exactly. All right.
Dragon bullies Baljeet more than Buford does.
Hey, Baljeet had it coming though. Okay.
All right.
And he's the one who even introduced the shame curtains. I didn't come up with the shame curtains. Shame curtains were an actual thing for him.
All right.
Anywho, so Phineas and Ferb step in yet again to solve Baljeet's problem. They build this Rube Goldberg. Essentially, they build a death trap.
That basically they point out to Baljeet that saving the life, have Buford save Baljeet's life, and that'll undo the code.
Jacob, do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
I think you know.
I think I do know, Dragon. It's
Gritty Reboot time! Yes. So, here's my pitch.
Okay.
Phineas and Ferb, they built this device, this Rube Goldberg near-death trap for Baljeet, and he's a little terrified by it, but he's it's either that or have Buford till the end of time. So, what Baljeet doesn't know in the Gritty Reboot is that Phineas and Ferb, they've had it with him. They're just like, you know what, this was ridiculous. They've seen the end of the episode. They know, the guys they call out in this episode, he's got someone to wait on his every need, and he's just, it's just ridiculous. So what we got to do? Let's just end this cycle, man. Let's end the cycle in a spectacular way. It'll be the perfect way to end the summer. Let's just build this giant Rube Goldberg-esque device, and we'll say it's a near-death trap. And you know what? Accidents happen. They happen. We'll launch. Everything's always magically cleaned up. Oddly, not in this episode, but ordinarily magically cleaned up. And problem solved. We'll get away with it scot-free, as we always do. Let's use the formula of the show in our favor for a change. Let's not deal with Baljeet. You know what? He keeps coming to us with these silly problems that he can't solve himself, despite his great intelligence. Let's just let's give him what he wants. He wants the cycle end with Buford. Well, so do we. There you go, buddy. Hit that button right there. If he hits the button, you know what it is?
What is it?
Suicide.
Oh boy.
Pretty dark, right? Pretty dark.
Yeah. How many times have we killed these characters?
I don't think we've killed Baljeet before.
I know, but we've killed almost all of the other ones.
Well, yeah, but
I think Buford's the only one we technically haven't killed yet.
Well, we would never kill Buford. Well, actually, wait a minute. Technically, we might have killed him once.
Okay.
We might have had Ferb kill him with a Vulcan nerve pinch.
All right, maybe we did.
We might have. Honestly, I don't think we did, but it occurs to me like, well, if you're gonna kill Buford, that would have been the time to do it.
Well, we need to go back and check.
Anywho, but yeah. Anyway, so
Back to
but
the.
again, that's just the gritty version of how that episode could go, based on the honestly, it's not a huge leap. It's like, what if we give malicious intent behind what is actually in the episode? So slight twinge, like dial turn slightly to the dark on that one. Anyway, back to the episode.
Yeah.
So they point out to Baljeet, the advantage that Buford possesses. But before we get to the payoff of that, let's go to Candyland. Let's go to Candace.
Candace is desperate to get all the pictures she sent to Jeremy, so they pretend to be employees at Slushy Dog to get access to his phone.
That is a little inconsistent. Where Candace has actually worked at Slushy Dog briefly.
Well, she doesn't actually work there. Yes, and I remember she didn't technically work there previously. She was just competing to get a job there.
I know, but it's the fact that she at least. If she's worn the uniform and she knows a little bit what she's doing, she didn't compete with that girl. She actually, still like to have no idea what she's doing.
Well, I mean, maybe.
I don't
know. Well,
anyway.
Well, of course, Stacey has no idea what's going on.
Now, Stacey, that makes perfect sense. So Stacey would have no idea what to do.
And she gets completely covered in condiments. I found what all the buttons were for.
Oh, Stacey.
We love you.
We do.
We love that Kelly Who.
That we do. The Who. Who? Yes. Kelly.
Kelly.
The second greatest Kelly.
After Gene Kelly.
Yes.
Yes, as you mentioned last time.
Better than David E. Kelly, though.
I don't even remember who David E. Kelly is.
He's the guy who did a lot of the, The Practice, Ally McBeal. He did a lot of the legal shows.
Ah, all right.
Anyway. Also, he did that terrible Wonder Woman pilot. That was also him.
Oh. Okay, then.
Anyway. Nothing against Adrienne Palicki. She would have been a fine Wonder Woman, but given far better material. So... so instead of just asking, hey Jeremy, I sent you some, it would have killed the episode. That's why they didn't do it. It would have been like, hey Jeremy, I sent some pictures I didn't mean to. Can I delete them off your phone? Oh, sure, Candace.
It's like, what, and ruin the plot?
Exactly. So we have this gag where Linda's in the drive-thru getting Slushy Dog.
Yeah.
And, the boys are right across the street. It's like pounding through all those orders.
Candace is actually pretty good at it.
That's what I'm saying, Jacob. She did have experience.
Well, what do you know? Busting your brothers is a good motivator.
Yep. All right, let's see. So, I guess in the midst of all this, poor Doofenshmirtz. I mean, let's talk about the real victim of this episode, not Baljeet. Poor Baljeet. Woe is me. I have someone waiting on my every needs after I saved his life. It's like someone pity me.
Well, it's kind of great, but Candace doesn't like to resort to doing the reasonable thing.
Yeah, true. That's in her character. So anyway, poor Baljeet. Let's talk about poor Doofenshmirtz though. This guy, he's trying to get some justifiable revenge here, and then the Perry Platypus, very mean this episode. He just lets the giant tire device land on Doofenshmirtz's foot, breaking his other foot right before our eyes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my good foot, oh, my bad foot. This is a vicious cycle.
Exactly. It is indeed a vicious cycle, Heinz. It's a very vicious cycle. Look what they did to this poor German mad scientist. Look what they did.
Druselsteinian.
So, why you're right. I'm saying the next one, they kind of say German accent. That's what I was going for. But you're right. Druselsteinian scientist.
Yes.
Anyway. So, of course, all this kind of leads to the usual domino effect there, where the Goldberg device gets activated, Candace gets wrapped up in it.
Well, of course, but before that, it does actually manage to fire a tire across town, and Phineas and Ferb have actually convinced Baljeet, having the toughest kid in town as your bodyguard, it takes the epitome of coolness.
Yeah.
But then in Baljeet actually manages to realize it.
Yep, and he's listing out a bunch of chores for Buford, and then he's almost impaled by a wiener.
a, a, a giant wiener from the slushy dog.
Yep.
And then, that saved your life.
Jacob, I gotta tell you, man, there's just one. Well, I'm sorry, I'll save it for the end. Sorry, I'll save it for the end of the episode.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, so we've saved Baljeet.
Okay, saved Baljeet. And then, just as he realized, having Buford as his another angry wall of meat would actually be beneficial.
Of course, Candace does not respect the bully code when Buford also saves her.
I think it only applies to nerds and bullies only.
No, you're right, it does. I mean, that's the code.
And she's not either one.
Nope. Let's see. So anyway, so after that, she through all that, a picture was taken and sent to Jeremy.
And it's a good look. And it's a good picture.
Yeah.
And of course, and everything works out in the end. The boys was like, "When I get some slushy?" Like, "Oh no, nah, no heavens, the slushy dog never gets any better."
Okay, so that brings us to this. So Jacob, you got to promise me, buddy.
Yeah.
We got to try some slushy dog sometime.
I'll try a slushy dog.
You know, when we go to Danville, the first stop we make, we gotta grab some slushy dog, man.
I'm surprised they haven't done something like that in Disneyland.
And honestly, like Buford, I too prefer the slushy dog without the button, personally.
It's like they should really do something like that in Disneyland.
They should, but it's not enough of a moneymaker.
It's like I mean, Dan and the gang actually go to Disneyland quite a lot.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they can afford it, Jacob.
Well, I'm sure they can, but he goes to Disneyland quite a bit. As if you watch his YouTube videos, he goes there quite a few of it, and there are a lot of videos of him interacting with fans and everything.
Does he go in costume?
No.
I mean, all he needs is a lab coat. I think he can get away with it.
He's actually done a couple of YouTube videos dressed as Doofenshmirtz, though.
At Disney?
No. In his own house.
I mean, yeah, look, that's cool, but it's I could have been in Disney as Doofenshmirtz. I mean, come on.
So it's so if anyone could convince them to do a slushy dog, it's him.
True. I think it's just lucky he convinced them to do a revival.
And maybe they came to him for all we know.
I don't know.
Either way, I don't know if Disneyland actually has corn dogs.
I don't know.
Oh, that'd be a good place to start branding then.
Yeah.
It's so Dragon. What was it? And of course, so Linda sees the thing that they build and just thinks it's public art,
which is great. We have a running commentary on public art in this show because the bubble almost got popped by public art last time, and now it's Linda's just looking at public art. So I think they're saying something about Banksy, but Banksy's not all that special.
I mean, his is more like trying to make a statement, though.
Yeah, but no one understands the statement, though. So what's the point?
That's what makes it provocative.
Oh, sure.
I'm combining that and something in Anchorman, or not Anchorman, but Step Brother or some Will Ferrell thing. I think, I'm not sure. Maybe Dodgeball. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, what's the artwork?
No, I mean, I'm talking about the whole provocative line.
Oh, I mean, it's probably Dodgeball.
It's
actually no. It's I'm sorry. Go on.
Nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative.
Sounds right. It's either that or Anchorman.
It's one of them, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Anchorman, but I've only seen the first Anchorman. I haven't seen the second one.
I've seen them both. The first one's the better one, but two has a number of laughs in it, though.
I don't doubt that, but I haven't seen Dodgeball.
Like Brick, for example. Brick attends his own funeral, which is really funny. thinking that he died. It's Brick, you're not dead. I'm not.
It's how does one attend their funeral thinking they're dead?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Brick's that stupid. He's everyone is convinced that he died. Apparently, he survived, and no one told Brick this, so he showed up and attending his own funeral. Oh, it's funny.
I kind of have to see that now.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I know it's saying plot, but Anchorman's not saying a whole lot. But I think the first Anchorman's kind of a better movie because I think the plot's a little more direct and streamlined. So, it's like a little more grounded. 2 goes really farcical. It's still funny. It's just like in the third act is really complete farce in terms of like, okay, so basically we're running to the new studio and we have like this RV sequence and we blind Ron Burgundy temporarily, very weirdly. It's funny and it gives us some hysterical lines. I'm not going to be able to repeat here, but they're funny. But the first one though, I mean, it's gold.
All right. So what is it you were saving for the end, Dragon?
No, the we should go slushy dog thing was it, and I forgot to work in the Linda bit before then, but yeah.
All right, sorry.
Okay, it brings us to the next episode,
which is Finding Mary McGuffin.
Yeah.
So, Dragon, what are your thoughts? You like Vanessa, you like noir, you like detectives.
I hated this episode.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I love this episode. This episode's amazing.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, no. It's a very. I was very impressed with this one. I love this episode. It might be my favorite of the season. I just love it.
Yeah, it's like this episode does kind of tug on the heartstrings a little bit.
I think everything about it works. It's love every single thing about it.
It caters to a lot of the stuff you really like.
That's what I'm saying, man. It hits everything.
It's like that's kind of like the power of this show. Like, despite its formula, it can be pretty much anything it wants.
Yeah.
It's like you had me scared for a minute, Dragon.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of figured going in, like, Dragon's gonna really like this one, and I'm glad I called it. This is a very good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like it highlights like that it's a fun Phineas and Ferb plot. Doofenshmirtz's plot is hilarious, and the plot with Vanessa is actually very, very heartwarming and everything.
Also, both plots are very well interconnected and threaded together in a really natural way. That's what I'm saying. Like, everything about this, from a plotting aspect, from the comedy, from like the sincerity, everything works about this.
Exactly. It's like it is like definitely a highlight of this season. I think for me at least.
It might be a top 5 for me with the whole series so far, but obviously we have a ways to go.
Yep, we're about halfway through. Well, or
halfway there
to the second season. I'd say we're almost halfway there. Halfway there.
Okay, so yard sale.
Yeah, sorry.
Boys find Dad's old detective noir films.
But not after someone insults Lindana.
Yeah, which
he must be singing in retirement homes. It's like, oh, give me that. Yeah,
like, hey, respect the Linda. Hey.
It's like, yeah, you look kind of familiar. Yeah. Anyways, the boys find the old black and white detective movies.
Tom Kenny playing the noir detective.
It's like the Trumbull.
Sounds like trouble,
but it's not.
Yes, of course. One in general, I love noir stuff, but even better, I love parodies of noir stuff. Like one of my go-tos is the Rugrats episode, in which it's basically it's like the multi milk balls essentially, or like the multi is essentially the Maltese Falcon. It's I'm trying to remember what the parody name for the thing was. The point being like the multi balls. Or it's the Maltese. I think it's might have called the Maltese for short. Because they're literally going for candy, which is gold. And so I loved all that. So I love when we can do parodies of stuff like that. The whole the middle name thing, and it's the fact we're doing the monologue, and when we bring it into outside the movie, we need to paint people in black and white and have like the little full collapsible set, which is great.
Yeah, it's like the boys really get enamored with that, and they really go all out on it, like the collapsible black and white set, the black and white makeup, the black and white saxophone.
I love the way these boys think this episode. Like, yes, do all of that. Yes.
The thing is, what they're doing isn't really even too extravagant or over the top.
That's what's great about it, Jacob.
I know. I mean, it's kind of a nice. Like I said, it's a nice change of pace. It's like it's not overly huge, extravagant, bombastic. It's just like, yeah, trouble. A voice of an angel. Phineas! It's like Candace. There's a lot of things with Candace, and sometimes she does have a good voice, but at that point, her screeching is not angelic at all.
More Angelica than angelic.
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, it's like, but however, we have a very interesting guest at the Flynn Fletcher garage sale or yard sale.
Oh, here's a crossover you never thought you'd see, kids. It's Heinz Doofenshmirtz meeting with Lawrence as he stops by and he buys this little doll, seemingly innocuous, almost cheap looking doll initially. As is like, oh, that'll be 50 cents. And then here's a bit.
I'll give you $1.
I loved here. You know what's great on the rewatch of this? I love that initially you think, okay, Doofenshmirtz just being an idiot, just overpaying for it. But when you realize that he's so happy right now that he's just achieved a lifelong goal, he's going to give him the extra 50 cents.
Yep.
Like that's perfect.
It is great. Yeah.
So Doofenshmirtz. Candace is upset that Lawrence sold her dear Mary McGuffin doll.
I got $1 whole for it. Yeah, you can have the dollar if you want. I give you $2. $2. Lawrence is delightful.
Okay, now admittedly, and Palmer may have actually worked on this one. Admittedly, actually, I'm pretty sure he worked on this one because I know they reference Podmeyer in the same episode that this happens, and so I don't know if that's maybe because he worked on the episode or if it was just like a nod to their buddy. In Road to Rupert from Family Guy, season 5, they had the gag where there's the whole premise of the episode is Rupert gets sold at a garage sale.
And yep, that is a dead episode.
Okay, again, the track. So I guess time wise, this would have come after that. So, I guess you I mean, look, sometimes when you recycle, I mean, I guess if it's fairly recent, if you're the writer of the episode, I mean, it can work. Clearly, this worked. So
He directed that episode.
Yeah.
He directed basically the first few Road 2 episodes.
Sorry, I meant directing with Family. I know he mostly directed on Family Guy. I don't think he really was in the writer's room. I don't think.
I mean, he might have contributed a couple things to the writer, but I don't think he was ever credited as a writer.
Yeah, because I do remember seeing like his director credit like all the time on Family Guy. So.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty like when he first recognized his name, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was that and that Rocco and maybe. I think subconsciously, just like Hey Arnold, where again, it feels when you look at Hey Arnold, it's like you learn he worked, and I was like, okay, I can see that. It kind of fits his directing style.
Yep.
Anyway, so
of course, I started seeing his name after I started watching this show.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
moving on.
Lawrence has sold the Mary McGuffin doll. Of course, McGuffin is it's a film homage, which is very popular in the noir detective stuff, because usually it's the idea of like whatever the detective is hired to pursue or get it's about the journey getting there before it's about what the actual tangible item is, or like the Maltese Falcon itself. It's about all the stuff and getting the Maltese Falcon.
And of course, like the McGuffin is like, again, it doesn't have to be. It isn't exclusive to just noir films.
No, I know. I'm just saying in noir cases per this episode, but in McGuffin you're right, is a film term that can be applied to anything as like a big plot point that really is. It doesn't need to be anything.
Like basically, for big example, like the Infinity Stones in Endgame could be considered McGuffins.
I mean, yeah. Look, Jake, you're right. I'm just saying, if you want to split hairs and everything, you could say, well, I mean, Captain Marvel gets her powers from the thing, and like so Scarlet. The stones across the MCU have kind of had importance depending on which Anyway, I see your point though. Yeah, essentially the thing people are pursuing it's the scavenger hunt.
Granted, it's a more broad example than others, but
yeah.
But anyway,
I mean, Kevin the Bird from McGuffin.
Yeah, basically.
There you go.
For example, an example of a living McGuffin.
Yeah, living McGuffin. There you go. Again, the Maltese Falcon, the Ark of the Covenant. It's.
Yeah, those are better examples than what I came up with.
There you go.
But yep, in this case, Mary McGuffin. Although I think the MacGuffin in the film was spelled with MacGuffin.
Right.
Anyway.
So, Doofenshmirtz gives the doll to his daughter, and initially it was like a big thing. She's been wanting a car. We've established that she wants a car. Is the key to your happiness.
And she thinks it's a car. It's like, no, here you go.
Yeah, so I was so part of me was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a thing. Vanessa's gonna like scoff at the doll or something. That's gonna be the episode. It was a wonderful misdirect. Where I'm thinking Vanessa, okay, I'll take the doll, and then like she'll just have it, and then there'll be like the comedy of errors just getting. Vanessa's not really gonna care about the doll in the episode, but oh no,
It's like I really love like Doofenshmirtz is like remember how you said that if I found this doll I'd be the world's greatest dad? It's like yeah, when I was 7. And then she's like, I can't believe you remembered. Remembered? I never stopped looking.
That's beautiful to me. It's the idea that he's been looking for this thing for years because it meant something to her, and just the fact that he never forgot, and just the idea he keeps going these yard sales looking for it. I mean, that's it's a beautifully Doofenshmirtz is so ridiculously charming in this episode. I mean, from a writing standpoint, also from the performance, and it's just the fact that again he is insanely likable here, which is the great dichotomy of the character, evil scientist who is so insanely likable.
He may be evil, but he's a good dad.
Exactly. So of course it's the hallmark of all the great characters. And look at the Kingpin, for pity's sake, from Daredevil. He's a crime boss, but he's in love. We have like these dichotomies where these characters really ordinarily you don't really associate both things. Like what makes a character interesting? Well, he's a villain, traditionally a bad guy, like a really bad dude, but he has a very unique redeeming quality. In this case, very good father.
And there is an interesting cross section between Doofenshmirtz and Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa
loves Vanessa.
Yeah, one is obviously Doofenshmirtz. Vanessa is his daughter, of course.
Yes, but still, I'm saying there's a love and a family of some sort.
Exactly. So he never stopped looking for the doll. I'm sure it's been a decade and she's grown out of dolls, but he always thought of her looking for the doll, and that just it's just heartwarming in a way. And
yeah, I mean the effort, the fact that she is genuinely touched by the gesture, and like she's not even worried about the car right now. She's like, this was a really kind gesture. It makes her reassess her views on her father, which is really nice.
Which of course leads to a great song, Not So Bad a Dad.
I love the song is it's catchy, it's well sung by so the voice of Vanessa is doing the singing here, right? Or is it someone else?
Yeah, it's the voice of Vanessa, Olivia Olson.
Even better. So this episode keeps getting better by the moment, my friend. So she has a good song here. We have like these gags, and these gags are like they're funny, but they're also like Doofenshmirtz doing something like he's cheering her on at the at like the swim meet, and he's like stepping on the other team's like feet and everything. So which in a sense is like it's helping her team in kind of an evil, dastardly way.
It's basically showing that like even though she found it embarrassing, it's actually proof like how much he's willing to do for her happiness.
Yeah, exactly. And one question though, like, is Fringe really all that bad?
I mean, I don't know. Do you see anybody? I've never seen anybody wear Fringe.
I mean, cowboys, but never really in person. It's like I don't know. I thought Fringe was good. I said, okay, look, I don't know. Fringe, like I've seen Ken wear Fringe in in Toy Story 3. Man, it looked pretty good. I don't know.
You're talking about overalls earlier. Now you're talking about Fringe. Now you're talking about nobody but Fringe.
Well, Fringe is actually a plot point. No, not a plot point. Fringe was actually addressed in this episode, though. What's wrong with the Fringe?
I didn't say anything's wrong with Fringe. I'm just saying.
Hashtag bring Fringe back, not the show. Just bring the actual Fringe back.
Hey, the show is actually good though.
Nothing against Fringe. I'm just saying Fringe had its time.
Okay. But yeah, like all of the things he did was to basically make Vanessa happy. You're like, he's always been a good dad to her. Like, maybe like she grew up hearing his evil scheming, but he never did it in like to hurt her or to spite her or anything. He's just like he was being evil and a good dad.
Yeah, you can have hobbies. It's kind of the point you grow up and you realize your parents are people too. Or it's like, well, this is his hobby and he was there. Give him credit.
I mean, like he's always been there for Vanessa. That's what the show. That's what she's basically realizing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. Unfortunately, when the song ends, the door closes and it knocks the doll off the shelf she put it on.
Yeah, and poor poor Vanessa, Charlene, wonderful Charlene. She makes a boo boo here. She pulls a Toy Story 3. Or I guess technically Toy Story 2. A little bit of 3, but mostly the opening of 2. She kind of essentially Wheezy the Squeeze Toy Penguin here, being kind of the equivalent.
Not Wheezy.
Wheezy.
We never even saw Wheezy again in Toy Story 3.
Well, no, he was in the opening.
I know, but like we didn't see him like after like in the main story.
That's what I'm saying. They axed everyone.
Yeah, he didn't help that who voiced him again?
Joe Ranft.
I just wanted to confirm that. That's what I thought. Like that explains why they didn't bring him back.
That's the main reason, but also there's like a thing of like you need characters with attachments there's the whole reason Bo Peep's not in the movie, so there's a little bit of that too. But yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Still either way, both sad.
Yeah. Anyway. So Charlene, she accidentally, because it fell into the box, she gives, or near the box, she figures, okay, it fell out of the box, she puts it in there, and she gives it away to some kind of essentially Goodwill. It's like a charity version of Goodwill.
Charitable charities.
Which essentially is Goodwill, and she's dating the delivery guy. She's dating that Sam guy.
Yep.
Yeah, notice that. I was like, man, that's a good subtle touch. This episode's firing all cylinders, man.
And so, what did you think of the whole of the jingle this time?
I love it. Okay, so we gotta set it up just a skosh here. So the boys, they've been still made up in the black and white, and they've been chasing their leads, including their father and the lab coat guys, the lab coat.
Like the lab coat important. Like I talk about, like I'm wearing a lab coat, but you see no accent. Yes, like you can still have an accent, but no lab coat. It's like, and then the guy Ferb says, like, "Hey man, slow down! I can't answer all these questions."
Yeah, then we have this great gag where he's, Phineas is like, lean on him, Ferb, and Ferb just literally leans on him, and he goes, okay.
It's like yeah.
That's my favorite joke in the episode. I gotta be honest.
I mean, would you talk at that point?
I mean, I like to think I'm a little hard to crack, so probably not. But I
mean, just some kid just some guy like leaning up against you, making you uncomfortable.
I would be the leaner. I gotta be honest. I'd probably lean on the guy like that.
I mean, it seems to be an effective interrogation tactic.
Yeah, I'd be like, buddy, we can do this all day.
It's like
I got nowhere to be. I'm gonna pull up a book on my phone. I'm just gonna lean here all day.
I can get closer, you know.
Yeah, you like that? You feel that? I'm going limp right now. You feel that? Getting a little uncomfortable. We can be shoulder buddies. You like that? Huh, punk? Huh?
There might actually be rules against that.
About what?
Physical contact like that in actual interrogation.
Well, if you're just leaning on them, though.
I don't know, Dragon. I'm not an expert.
It's not exactly police brutality if you're just like leaning on the guy.
I'm just saying there still might just be like rules or something.
Like if you slam into him, yeah, but it's like, hey, I'm just gonna lean here. It's like, okay. It's just like, you don't mind if I lean here, do you? No.
Just making it mildly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But they basically get the results. I don't think if it's the guy comes in every week, puts on his ex-wife's tab.
All right, so then we have this thing here where they're going through at this point are they going to the charitable charities in the different detective costumes?
No, they do that afterwards. They do that after they talk to Charlene.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm saying, James. So after Charlene, they head to the 3 locations. So they're wearing different get-ups in these locations, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they're in the different detective costumes. Admittedly, the middle one, I think I know what it is, but I might be blanking on it. So we have Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
Then we have, I'm pretty sure it's Magnum PI, but I could be wrong.
It's like apparently it's Starsky and Hutch, Miami Vice.
Miami Vice. That's what I was thinking of.
And CSI Miami.
Yeah, so CSI Miami. That was the great one. We have them. Yes.
I think the Miami Vice one was also done in a Nes Declassified with Vice Principal. the Vice Principal.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, they did it all over that. Yeah.
I love that guy. I forget his name. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name.
It's God. Here's the thing. I don't want to mix him up with the Captain Underpants character, but I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was. There's Crub and there's Krupp. So I think one of them is. I can't remember.
Krupp was Captain Underpants.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Though. I know he had a name that was very similar to that. That's what's jamming me up here.
All right.
I think it might have been also Krupp, but I don't know. I might purely be thinking of Captain Underpants there. Anywho,
it's Krubs.
It's Krubs.
Yes.
There you see it. It's pretty similar, right?
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, so fun fact though, for the Caddyshack fans out there, the few of you that are in the audience right now, I'm sure, Spaulding from Caddyshack, that is the Krupps character from Ned's Declassified, is always kind of wowed me. Like that was, I want a Coke, I want nothing like it, Spaulding. Yeah, he's the spoiled, country club guy.
Huh, nice. I didn't know. I didn't remember that from Caddyshack.
Okay. So, let's see. Anyway, so then they have they're going the full David Caruso with Miami, and they have the sunglasses, they're removing them, and
it's like, aren't you a little young to know about all these detective shows? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Doofenshmirtz evil incorporated. I love that jingle.
Yes. So basically, just the fact that you're gonna do the whole yes we are, and then do the David Caruso makes no sense. There's no pun or nothing. It's just hilarious that we do that there. Then I was dying when we did the Doofenshmirtz jingle to that.
Doofenshmirtz evil incorporated.
Just perfect. So again, the whole time Doofenshmirtz, his big evil plot has been going to garage sales and yard sales, looking for on-off switches for his recent inator. He has no idea what it does.
Yep. And Perry's there to stop him for whatever he's doing.
And he traps him. I love he has like all the yard sale stuff there, and they use it in the fight, and he traps him in a lobster cage, and the inator switch just opens the lobster cage.
Yep. It's like, that experiment came free with the inator.
Anyway, there's this great gag where it's Doofenshmirtz. I've been waiting for this one to happen for a while, and I thought it was perfect. So we've called this out before. Doofenshmirtz is like, oh, you know what? Just wait a minute. Just since the inator's opened the lobster tray, what I'm doing isn't really evil. So just because I'm out of puns, like, curse you, Perry the Platypus. Perry the Platypus just gives him the thumbs up, and he's out of there.
Yep.
Like, that's perfect. Like, yes.
It's like Perry actually agrees for once.
Yes. So
after he sticks like a fake shark head on Doofenshmirtz's butt.
Well, to be fair, why would Doofenshmirtz ever need that? I mean, he kind of brought that one on himself. It's an accident waiting to happen.
I'm sure you've heard of impulse purchase drag.
Well, clearly that's what happened. I know that. I'm just saying logically.
I mean,
I get why he did it, but it feels like, come on, dude. Why would you? It's like honestly, you don't even need that, man. Like, come on.
It's like people buy things for cheap just because of the fact that they're cheap.
I know. We've all fallen prey to it, Jacob. I get it.
It's like, I don't know why he needed that drag. Why did he need a bunch of records from the 70s? Why did he need a whole book? Remember, this is the guy who bought like everything off of an infomercial after every infomercial he saw.
Yeah, with his ex-wife's money.
Yep, so that's where her money goes.
Impulse buys.
Exactly.
Yep.
Even his doctorate.
Mm-hmm. So, charitable charities, the girls, their plot lines collide as Candace and Vanessa are a little tug of war over the Mary McGuffin doll.
Ferb points out, that's exactly why those dolls were taken off the market.
Very good line.
Yep.
Anyway, so the doll ends up in the hands of a little girl, kind of a la Toy Story 4.
And then it's like, oh, she's so cute. And then Vanessa's like, I guess I don't need the one thing that my dad was looking for all these years just to make me happy. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Give me that, kid. She just literally snatches it out of the little girl's hands. What'd you think of that trick?
I thought it was just right. I thought this is Vanessa. It's like, Candace, Candace makes the mature decision here. She's going through a bit of an argument. Like, you know what? Seeing that, the kid should have. But Vanessa, though, she's got her father in her, man. It's like, you know what? I don't need that doll. It was very meaningful in the relationship with my father. You know what? Actually, I do need that doll.
She's just like, give me that.
That's just the give me that is just that's what I'm like. They give me that. Okay, that's her. It's her father right there. I love that. Yes, and then Doofenshmirtz is like, that's what he's doing. Is really Monday's like chopping up carrots. He's like, so you stole the little girl's doll? I'm so proud of you, honey. What do you build from that? Like, that's upset. This episode's a 10 out of 10, man. It gets a full Olympic card.
The funny thing is, if I remember correctly, that's like the most evil thing Vanessa actually does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like she doesn't really do much more evil acts in this show. I mean, and that's just more like petty than evil, I guess. Which, as you pointed out, is exactly like
her. Well, it is equivalent to stealing candy from a baby. So
in this case, stealing a doll from a baby. But yep, this episode is fantastic indeed.
Yeah. All right.
Like, oh yeah. So, any closing thoughts on this one, then, Dragon?
No, I mean, again, look, this is a solid week, guys, but Finding Mary McGuffin easily is one of the best Phineas and Ferb episodes I've seen. I love this one.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I'd rank it up near my best, but personally, I do agree with you. It is a very, very well-rounded, but tightly written, paced, hilarious episode, like firing on all cylinders.
All right.
Well, thank you, Code Geass and Little Blue, for joining us this evening. And as you noticed, we're back on Fridays again.
Yeah.
Since Loki ended, we're able to take back our usual time slot for this. And barring any more Disney Plus shenanigans, it'll stay that way for the foreseeable future. I mean, Dragon, do you know of any Disney Plus shows coming up that's going to be coming out on Thursdays?
Well, that's the thing, because we have two things coming up. We have two things coming up, but I'm not sure we're going to cover because Disney Plus is releasing them very oddly. I'm not complaining. I like the way they're releasing them. It's just going to be different. Might be interesting for us because we have What If Season 2, which they're releasing essentially once a day until Christmas.
Yeah, and then I don't know how we're going to cover that.
Well, it hasn't. Well, again, I don't want to talk shop here, but let's just say there's that, and then we have Echo, which is going to be all at once. So yeah, it's going to be
and also on Hulu.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be on Disney. We want the one without the commercials, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
And in conclusion, Dragon hates Baljeet, but likes the Doofenshmirtz family.
Well, wait to label me Code Geass anime fan. Like, put me in a box. Well, that's what I'm saying. All of that, because that one's probably just going to be like we'll probably just cover that one like in a big one, like a big full season series kind of like deal. But still, I'm saying like that might be something that could encumber us, but we'll see.
All right. It is kind of an interesting release schedule.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of refreshing given how we've been doing it all the other weeks. So I mean, I'm really looking forward to this What If thing we're doing. So
yeah, it does look pretty interesting. The trailer does look pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that does it for this week. So join us next time on the Phineas and Ferb Recap-inator, where the boys get into reverse engineering and then search for Atlantis. Good night, everybody.
Doofenshmirtz Evil
Incorporated.
Incorporated. Yeah.